Hate crimes in California have risen by 29%, with over 391 reported incidents motivated by sexual orientation bias between 2021 and 2022, according to the State of Pride report issued by the Attorney General. Lupe Martinez passionately champions LGBTQ plus rights, while her sister Nancy Valverde, a masculine-presenting woman, faced frequent arrests by the LAPD under the cross-dressing ban in the 1950s, a law which prohibited men dressing as women and women dressing as men.
That's the way she identified herself, and no one was going to tell her to change. No one was going to tell her to act any differently. And I grew up seeing her in that attire, but I identified her as my sister. I never identified her any other way.
Over 6 decades later, the LA City Council honored Nancy's legacy and fight by naming the downtown LA corner after her, where Cooper Donuts served as a refuge for the LGBTQ plus community in the 1950s. Lupe sees this recognition of her sister's fight for rights as a symbol of the resilience within the community.
Live as you want to live, be comfortable. My sister is proud of you.
I think it probably
Luego me ayudas a ponerle la Viste como tú tenías tu visera, pero no me pusiste el sombrero. El auto. No me lo pongas. So you're also in
Nice. Go. All right, sunglasses coming off, folks. Take off sunglasses. Oh, it's bright. Thank you. I'm sure we're easy going, folks. That's right. You already told on yourself. Which one? Oh, okay. I'm not. I work at YMCA. Not this one. I work at one in Koreatown. But I go to this one.
Good afternoon, everybody. I think we're going to go ahead and get started. So my name is Tony Hoover. I'm with the Downtown Neighborhood Council. I'm the outgoing area-wide business representative. Thank you so much. I'm the outgoing area-wide business representative and treasurer for DLANC. This is my last week of service, so it's a bittersweet time for me. I spent 4 years on the Neighborhood Council. It's been one of the great rides I've had in my life, serving the downtown community. And also this passion project of mine, which of course we're here to celebrate today. This process started 2 years ago because being someone from Chicago, I moved here 35 years ago from Chicago. And Chicago has done a tremendous job in celebrating its LGBTQ plus history, both in formally in city politics, but also visually in the community. And living in LA for the past 35 years, I've seen very, very little celebration of our efforts, especially relating to civil rights. And this is really the cradle of civil rights in the United States, Los Angeles, LA, and San Francisco. And I thought, why are we not doing this? The only actually historic cultural monument in the city, by the way, is the Black Cat Tavern in Silver Lake. It's the only HCM in the city. So there's a lot of progress that we need to make in order to rectify that issue. And in particular in downtown, which really where it all started, there is literally no placemaking at all. So I had heard about Cooper Donuts. as probably many of you have by reading a lot of the news stories over the last 15 years about it. And I started to do a research project to find out more about its history relating to the LGBTQ community. And in doing so, I also uncovered Nancy Valverde. And I was kind of shocked that more people did not know about her in particular. And in researching, what she did for our community, I realized quite quickly that she really is, and I don't want to compare people with one another, but she really is the Rosa Parks of the LGBTQ community. And it's in this particular way. She stood up for her rights at a time when it was unsafe to do that. People just, it was very difficult to really stand up against the police and your rights at that time, because there were ramifications, serious ramifications. If you remember, LA at the time was very, very conservative, and that could land you in jail. She had already spent much time in jail anyway, so standing up for her rights probably wouldn't have changed much in terms of the ramifications to her. But in doing so, she really kick-started the civil rights that we're enjoying today. So we really owe a lot of gratitude to Nancy Valverde for really standing up for herself. And I always say this, I think my friend Hal said this once first. Our civil rights don't happen on the streets. We bring attention to our civil rights in the streets, but our civil rights happen in the courts. And that's exactly where Nancy Valverde did it. And she was very, very, very smart to do that, to take her story to the courts and defend her rights. So again, this is the reason why we're celebrating today. We have a few people that are going to speak. And I'd like to bring up to the podium next Claudia Oliveira, who is the president of the Downtown Los Angeles Neighborhood Council, to say a few words.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you for everybody who showed up here today, and thank you for all the dealing crew that put this together, especially you, Tony, because none of this would have been happening if it wasn't for you, wanting to get it started like 2 years ago. So I really appreciate you. And I told Tony, I think that this is the most significant thing that we have done, and hopefully will lead to other things in the future as the Downtown Los Angeles Neighborhood Council. I have been serving as just a board member for the last 7 years, and 7 years, and now serving as president for the last year and a half, somewhere around there. But I truly believe that we do things, we want to change things when they don't feel right with us, right? We take a step back when something just doesn't feel right. And I do believe that we do this daily. You all do it daily. Wait a minute, I'm not going to do it this way, and this needs to be changed, and I'm going to say something. And we don't know how many people that is actually going to affect. I don't know if Nancy had an idea how many thousands of people can celebrate who they are today safely because of her. And it's that selfless motion of just doing what is right that I think, Nancy is the embodiment of that spirit. And I don't want to say too many more things. I think the event is beautiful and should keep going, and I think that we can bring the next person up. But I just want to say thank you all for being here, and I humbly am very happy to lead this team. So thank you, Tony, for giving us the opportunity to do something for the community. Appreciate you all.
So next up, I want to bring up Oliver Alpucci. Did I pronounce your last name correctly? Close. He's been a linchpin in the LGBT community in downtown in particular. with Downtown LA Proud in August, and all the great work they do, not just in August, but throughout the entire year. So I wanted him to actually have a few moments with you and just explain to him, tell you their story as well.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me, Tony. When I heard about this event, it really solidified what we do as DTLA Proud. These are the moments. This is a 365-year stand of commitment for the queer community. Every single person that goes through this Main Square will know a bit of history. Hello, hello. Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming. My name is Oliver Alpuche. I'm the president and founder of DTLA Proud. When we heard about this event meant so much to us because we are for the community and by the community. And this is going to be an action that lives 365 days a year. Every single person will see this when they cross 2nd and Main. And that in itself shows that we're here and we're not going anywhere. And that's kind of the foundation of what DTLA Proud is about. We are an event that happens in August, which is not, everything's kind of cradled in June for Pride Month, but we're more than just 1 month. We are here every single day. And that's why this moment is so important. To know our history, to have a stake in the ground, to have it live 365 days a year, we need more of this. So thank you, Tony, thank you, D-Lang, for making this possible. And hopefully all of you can come out to DTLA Proud in August. We have a lot of amazing things. And we have a whole showcase of the run and the history of queer LA. Thank you.
So we lost our battery.
That's all right.
So we're just gonna project. So I'd like to bring up next Keith Evans, who is the legacy of the Cooper Donuts family.
Yeah, Keith!
Thank you. Dear friends, members of our beloved LGBTQIA+ community, and esteemed guests. Today we come together in the spirit of love, unity, and celebration to mark a significant milestone in our community's journey. It is with immense joy and gratitude that we gather here at Cooper Donuts Nancy Valverde Square to honor the courageous pioneers who paved the way for LGBTQI+ rights. As we stand in this historic location, surrounded by the stories and memories, that resonate deeply within our hearts, we are reminded of the struggles faced by the gender non-conforming individuals who sought refuge within the walls of Cooper Donuts. This place served as a sanctuary, not only providing comfort and acceptance, but also offering a sense of belonging to those who are marginalized and discriminated against. Today, we pay tribute to Nancy Valverde, a trailblazer who unwavering determination and resilience inspired generations to come. Nancy's fight against Los Angeles Municipal Code Ordinance 5022 brought about a monumental change in the perception of gender non-conforming individuals. Through her bravery, she ignited a flame of hope that continues to burn brightly within our community. This community event is a testimony to the progress we have made, the battles we have fought, and the love that binds us all together. It is a reminder that all our collective voice is powerful, and our stories deserve to be heard and cherished. Let us celebrate this occasion by embracing our diversity, supporting one another, and uplifting those who have walked this path before us today. As we gather in this sacred place, reaffirm our commitment to equality, acceptance, and the celebration of our unique identities. Cooper Donuts holds a special place in our hearts, as it symbolizes the strength and resilience of our community. It represents a time when solidarity prevailed over discrimination and love triumphed over hate. Today, we honor the countless individuals we found solace within who found solace within these walls, and the generations who continue to fight for our rights and freedoms. In the spirit of unity, let us remember that our journey is far from over. While we celebrate the progress we have achieved, we must also recognize the challenges that lie ahead. We stand together as a united front, ready to face any obstacle in our path and determined to create a world where every person can live authentically without fear. I extend my deepest gratitude to each and every one of you who has joined us today. Your presence is a testimony to the strength and resilience of our community. Together, we have the power to create change, to build bridges, and to uplift one another. As we unveil Cooper Donuts Nancy Valverde Square, let us be reminded of the power of unity, compassion, and understanding. May this symbolic gesture serve as a constant reminder that our voices matter, our stories deserve to be heard, and our fight for equality continues. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being part of this heroic monument, historic monument. Together, let us celebrate our progress, honor our past, and embrace the bright future that lies ahead of the LGBTQI+ community. Thank you, and let us carry the spirit of unity and resilience with us as we continue our journey towards a more inclusive and equitable future. Thank you. Thank you.
I think we're going to go acoustic for the rest of the program. So I'd like to bring up Ridge Gonzalez next. Ridge is Nancy's proxy, and she speaks oftentimes on her behalf, but she's been a great, she's been just great to work with this whole time. So I'll let you go ahead and talk.
All right, we're gonna do this, okay?
Right. We can try it.
Ready? Okay, we'll try it here. Okay, let me get back here. All right, here we go. Is that good? Yeah. All right. Get in there. Okay, there we go. One. Nancy! 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 Woo! ¿Qué onda, gente? That's what she would say to you. ¿Qué onda? What's happening? If Nancy was here, she'd be like, no way, kid, this can't be happening. But she is here. She's in every single one of us. That's why we're here today. And that's why Andy is here today. Andy Siegel, say hi, Andy. Andy is one of Nancy's closest and dearest loves and friends. And, you know, there's so many people here, I can't even begin to tell you. I've known Nancy for over 30 years. I know there's people here who has known Nancy even longer than I have. But today I'm speaking, hey, what's up? So I'm speaking I want to say a little bit about Nancy. So, as you know, Nancy was born on the 5th of March, 1932, in the middle of 5 countries in world wars suffering under the Great Depression. Amelia Earhart had completed her nonstop solo flight across the transatlantic. And then Mahatma Gandhi had completed a 6-day fast, right? Across the country, there were shanty towns and Hoovervilles that were being built. Does that sound familiar? Sounds like it's happening all over again, right? People were building whatever they could. They were homeless, going from wood crates to, under the tunnels, on the railroads. Sounds familiar. And there it was. Nancy was born in Deming, New Mexico, a Chicana, biracial, lesbian, growing up in a small town. Nancy was keenly aware that she was different from other girls, right? But it didn't matter. She took it on. Whatever, the teasing, whatever, and it was brutal teasing, right? We know what that's like. But it was brutal teasing, right? Because it was okay to do that, right? But it was Nancy's grandmother who protected her, often taking her into the desert, giving her the fondest memories, learning to sit and be part of the nature around your environment. That was Nancy's grandmother. Facha is what she called. Nancy's life is kind of a road of what is possible. Being herself growing up without the visuals that we have. She is a superhero, asking for help through prayer. Nancy often went to St. Jude and said, please be there for me and guide me, right? That tells us that we're there. That is our spirit. She also went, Nancy believed that she, Nancy often told me I didn't really want to stand up for other people. It was just that I was getting harassed and everybody else around me was getting harassed too. And I felt really bad for the young people. She goes, I just needed to stop this. And she did. She went to the law library right here in downtown LA. Access to information. Access to information is what she was all about, making sure that we had what we needed. And she wasn't even thinking on a global level. She was just thinking here in our community. The other day I was with my dad, and my dad grew up here in the area, and I said, hey Dad, you remember Cooper Donuts? He goes, yeah, I remember. I said, how gay was it? He just chuckled, it was pretty gay. It was pretty gay. So, Nancy was a part of Lesbianas Unidas support group. That's where I met her. That's where we met her, on the east side. On the east side. Thank you, Gloria Molina. I also want to thank Tony Hoover, LA City Council, LAPD for making the apology and making it public, right? Knowing that things can change. It might be slow, but things inevitably change, and they change for the good and for the better, provided that we're there with love and attention and caring to make that happen. So, she would ask, okay, so chavalitas y chavalitos, ¿a dónde está la música? Vamos a tirar chancla. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for your love and your support, for being here.
You still? Yeah. Did we lose it? Yeah, we can. So one thing I did want to, I forgot to mention at the very beginning is I had a discussion previous to the festivities with Commander Ruby Flores with the LAPD. And I told her, I said, she asked me what I wanted to come out of this. And I said, I think the most important thing to come out of this is that the battery works, yes. The most important thing I wanted to come out of this was that I wanted this to be a moment of healing between the LAPD and the LGBTQ community, because there's been a lot of damage between the two communities, between the LAPD and the LGBTQ community, and that needed to be acknowledged and rectified. And so I think, I don't know, how, the words that Commander Flores gave the other day, the words of apology, were historic. The LAPD does not normally make these kinds of apologies in that way, and so this is a very, very, very important moment. And I really feel that this is a truly a moment in our history in this city, is that apology between the LAPD and the LGBTQ community. So with that, I wanted to bring up Lupe Martinez, who is Nancy's sister.
Well, I didn't know I was going to speak. And after Bridget, how can I follow that? But I want to say that after Thursday's dedication, I went to Nancy, I took her sign, and she was just, oh gosh, she was just stunned and happy. And I told her about the apologies, and she said it was a long time in coming, and she was happy. I don't know what else to say. Thank you all. Thank you all for supporting her. It's with love and gratitude from Nancy and her family that we thank you and that we show our love for you. I don't know how to express it, and to Tony, and to everyone else. Sorry, I can't remember everyone's. Oh, I can't remember everyone's name, but Bridget's right. Nancy would say, "Play the music and sing and dance," and she'd use a few choice words too that I don't use. So thanks again. Thank you, Tony.
So I'd like to bring all the speakers up. Jackie as well, if you want to come up, please.
Go back up. Good.
Yes, Lawrence. Come on.
Okay.
Claudia. Please. Come here. Yes. So we've already, the unveiling has already happened, but just for the cameras, we're going to do our own little, our own little kind of unveiling. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So they've actually already installed the signs. You'll see they're on each light pole going around in each direction of traffic. So no matter which direction you're going in the intersection, you'll be able to see the signs. So I'd like to invite everyone that's here. We're going to do a reception across the street in the Higgins building in room 1007, right? Penthouse. Penthouse. So it's in the penthouse room 1007. All right. So there'll be champagne, more donuts, other food. Other food,
beverages.
So please join us across the street.
Yeah, that's fine. Make sure
She just read the book.
Okay, that works. No worries. Sorry.
Sandy! 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 Come here.
Yes. Sure.
Where are the kids? Yeah. Kids. Where do you want
For a picture with the sign.
Okay.
Yeah, she's going to give us a medium and a large. That's all she